Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE vlog in HD, of course, with me, Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me. I'm looking at him at the moment, deep down. I know that he really wants to say this and he really wants me to get this over with. So just say it now, NJ.
What's up?
What's up, NJ? What's up to you guys out there? Today we're going to be coming at you with our Smackdown review, of course, the go-home shown before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Make sure you guys subscribe up above, like this video, and do what you usually do best, and comment down below.
And please contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yes, make sure you contact us. But anyway, there's a couple of questions we really need this show to answer today. Right, firstly, will WWE deliver a good go-home Smackdown show? And secondly, will Smackdown's booking improve now they have a new head writer, Ed Koskey? And we'll find out now, because we're going to go on to the opening. And we opened this week with Josh Matthews interviewing Orton. It was a different opening to what we used to get in. All I'm glad here is we didn't have any fucking Teddy Long, which was good, but the interview itself wasn't that good, really, was it?
No, but I kind of like Josh Matthews opening. It was something different.
Yeah.
It started off with an interview, which was interesting.
The only problem is they had to interview the most boring person on this roster in Randy Orton.
And the interview, well, I don't think there was much to it. It was just basically talking about
the title match.
Their title match, and Orton's Christian appeared on the title shot.
Thank God he appeared, because or else I would have fallen asleep a lot earlier than I actually did in this segment. Thank God he appeared.
But he did get a bit personal. He started saying about Orton's family, especially his father, Randy Orton.
I do like the way they're trying to get some sort of personal stuff into this, but it's just really the best they can do. You know, insulting his family. If they not do something else, I don't know. I didn't like, as an opening segment, I liked the fact that it was something different, that there was no Teddy Long, but overall I didn't really think it was that good. I really didn't like this opening segment. I'm not sure. It was, I guess, hype of the pay-per-view, but just not brilliant hype. Doesn't really make me want to look forward to their match that they're having.
No, it don't really do much. Wow. Ooh, that's bad. No, that.
Those are the sounds you make when you hear a good opening segment, NJ.
Bit more interesting than that, but yeah.
Anyway, okay then. So after that opening segment, we had the first match of the evening. Thank God we had a match. We had Ezekiel Jackson versus Ted DiBiase in an intercontinental title match. And this was based on the fact that Ted DiBiase got a pin on Ezekiel Jackson last week. This match had bad booking all over it, which is a fucking shame, really. Because none of these two are booked to the pay-per-view. Why not have this match at a pay-per-view and try and give this match some fucking build? I'm
going to bash this match because I can't. I'm normally a two-sided person. There's a little bit of good, but I'll get on with the bad first.
Go on.
In the past, I'm used to seeing no more contenders. Matches like that makes the title match more better.
Yep.
This, all we had was Ted DiBiase pinning Ezekiel Jackson in a tag team match. That meant nothing.
Nope.
The match itself, of course, Ezekiel was going to win. What made us think that Ted has a chance of winning?
Exactly.
He's been jobbing all the time.
Yep.
But the good thing about this match is that it kind of led on to maybe then having a rematch, maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've already seen Zeke win, so why would we really want to see this at a pay-per-view? My argument here is, why don't you just make the match end in a disqualification, or try and do something to continue it, rather than just have Zeke win and then have them. If you have the match at a pay-per-view now, you've already seen who's going to win. Why would I believe Ted DiBiase is going to win at a pay-per-view when I'm not going to believe he's going to win on a Smackdown taping? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, but as we've found out before, SmackDown's booking's quite bad, and here's an example of it.
Why don't you just have Cody Rhodes come out and make a disqualification or something like that?
I think
You've got that opportunity.
Well, all we've seen is the last couple of weeks, Cody is leaving Ted to get on with his own thing and making sure he proves himself, which he didn't manage to do in this match.
And also, isn't Ted DiBiase Cody Rhodes' accomplice? Surely you'd really think that someone like Cody Rhodes would be going after the IC title, not Ted DiBiase. But basically, Zeke wins with the torture rack. It was an okay match. It just had bad booking written all over it, which really grades it down for me. Then we get this stupid backstage segment, don't we?
Yeah, he basically tells
paper bag over his fucking head.
if he doesn't win one more match.
Yeah, and please WWE, let this make a face turn for Ted DiBiase for one of two reasons. Number one, Ted is not doing very well as a heel at the moment. Maybe you can put up a bit more momentum as a face. And number two, you know, you just need to give him more momentum, really. And you need more faces on SmackDown, so this would be good for SmackDown if you introduce a couple, one more face in there, along with maybe even a Justin Gabriel or something.
And when you turn him face, give Ted wins, because I'm getting kind of bored of seeing him lose week after week.
Yep. We then see the master Cody Rhodes himself over Ted DiBiase versus Daniel Bryan in our next match. How many times now have we seen this match? You know, this match hasn't yet been at a pay-per-view. I feel it could have been. The trouble is now, we've seen this match so many times that the rivalry is just void of any interest in any pay-per-view match. And it's just getting to that point now where I like seeing these two have a match. They had a very good match here. But it's just like, why not try and make a storyline? Build a feud. Something that SmackDown don't seem to do much of nowadays.
No, you've seen these two battle each other before, as you've just said.
Great match, great rivalry, great in-ring chemistry.
The sad thing about this is now it's gone. It's like grew too old now. We've seen it. It's kind of lost its taste. Cody needs to move on. Hopefully, this Money in the Bank this Sunday will give him something new to move on to.
The match was good. I really liked the match. It got good time. There was a lot of drama. I really liked the match. It's just that, again, I suppose these two guys are booked to the pay-per-view, but I'd really like to see both of them getting a push going in rather than just Cody Rhodes. I'm glad Cody Rhodes won because he is the heel, and I do think out of those two, Cody Rhodes has got more chance of winning Money in the Bank. So I'm glad he won the match. It's just that, you know, number one, why are you having this match? And number two, you could have done so much more with this rivalry, you know?
That is true. I think it's about time to end them now. If they've done this stuff, they shouldn't they put a great match, but they need to do something different now.
Definitely. We then get Justin King TV time. As Big Show, you get basically Teddy Long tells him to alert Big Show and Mark Henry that if there's any physicality today in their little face-off they have later today, their match of the pay-per-view will be off. That's not going to happen, is it?
No way. Even though I'll explain more about it when it gets to their segment.
Basically, Kane tells Teddy Long that he no longer feels like a monster. And I'm just like, oh! Now I feel like a monster.
Even though I think this is Kane's way of telling the writers of the WWE to book him properly again.
As a heel, not as a fucking face.
Yeah, I think he's hating what he's doing. So that's, in a way, it's a bit sad seeing him do it, but I think he's saying actually to the writers, book me properly.
Hopefully, let's hope they do some new stuff with the new head writer, Ed Koskey. But anyway, we then get from the Vault segment. For all those of you that have seen my SmackDown reviews on my channel, Mr. Parkin01, you'll know my feelings about the From the Vault segment. So shall we just ignore this and just leave it at that?
There wasn't much importance to that segment. If it had involvement during rest that Irish involved, then maybe yes, but
it was Punk versus Ray.
And with Jericho,
it'll probably be a good match, but I don't want to see it now. I just want to see SmackDown, use it to make some match time go on longer, some pay-per-view storylines, some pay-per-view food. I don't know. But we'll go on to the next match anyway, because the next match had two more Money in the Bank guys in it: Sheamus versus Sin Cara. And my number one question is, when you have Sheamus there, who is going to be going after this title at some point, who's in the main event, and you have Sin Cara there, who needs a push, carrying on his, getting wins and stuff. Why are you having these two face each other going into the pay-per-view? This really just showed to me that SmackDown have no roster and they can't give them a jobber or something to be or something going into the pay-per-view because one of these guys is going to get buried going into the pay-per-view, aren't they?
And they kind of picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, Sin Cara basically wins the match, but this match had bad booking written all over it again, didn't it? Really.
We've had Sheamus, as you were saying during the match.
He beat our number one contender up. Yeah. And then this week he's doing a job to Sin Cara. And then after we had Wade Barrett on commentary. This is a great thing about the match. Wade Barrett on commentary. He's a great commentator, a great guy to have on commentator with his mic skills. And after Sin Cara wins the match, which Sheamus pretty much dominated, really, didn't he? Kind of. At least he looked strong in the match. He didn't look weak. It's just the result made him look weak.
No, the sad thing is you've had Sin Cara lose to Christian, but you can't have
him lose to Sheamus.
Yeah, which I think is absolutely horrible for Sheamus.
But basically, Sin Cara wins it, then Barrett comes into the ring afterwards and lays Sheamus out. And I do like this, but didn't you just have Sheamus take out your number one contender last week? And didn't you just have Wade Barrett lose to Kane? And it's just like, there's so much lack of continuance here with this little bit. I like it, because Barrett's at least getting booked strongly now. Let's hope he wins the Money in the Bank, please. But it's just like, there's no continuance there, and it's kind of annoying, although I do like the fact that Barrett is actually getting booked kind of strong in this little bit. Yeah.
That's true. I think at the minute they're all over the option with every Money in the Bank competitor. The only one that's actually going straight is Cody Rhodes. He's been on a clear path.
Yeah.
Everyone else is all over the option at the minute. Sad.
We then get I don't know, it's sad, but anyway, we then get one of many backstage segments we had tonight with Christian. How stupid were these? We had Christian backstage doing certain things to Randy Orton's vehicles, betting Randy Orton's money, and it just seemed to me like a cheap way to get him on TV. And it's just like, could you not have used him better? Really? I really think you could have, especially seeing as he's going to be facing Randy Orton at the pay-per-view.
It's a bit like you see Christian, he's set his mark now, and I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. Oh, I didn't really enjoy Christian backstage.
No, neither did I.
It didn't give any hype for the pay-per-view. It might have wound all up a little bit, but still not exciting.
No, let's just leave it there, NJ, because that was stupid. We then get a face-off between Big Show and Mark Henry, fronted by Teddy Long, and wow, a segment totally dedicated to the pay-per-view. This was good to see. even though I didn't think the whole segment was very good, at least it focused on the pay-per-view, didn't it?
It pretty much did. The only thing I don't like about this
Teddy Long
is, right, we had Mark Henry staying on the ramp.
Yeah.
And as Mark Henry was going to come down to attack Big Show, because they managed to get really angry at each other, Teddy Long told them to stop. He gave them the choice.
Yeah.
Attack them and cancel your match, or leave apart. I would have left it for them to decide.
But I can understand that, as it's trying to make some hype, some tease for the pay-per-view, rather than having them just go at it now. Give them, keep them separate for a little bit. At least let people pay their money to see this match. So I can kind of understand why that happened.
And talk about why it might happen. We understand now. I really understand why these having a rivalry more. Big Show is actually just trying to get Mark Henry what the Fed went for 15 years. I think he said for the Mark Henry to actually prove himself and be the guy he should have been all along.
At least we got some sort of explanation as to why they're feuding as well, which is good to see. We got some explanation from Mark Henry in a video package, which was good. Overall, I thought this segment did its job very well, which was hype for the pay-per-view, even though I didn't think the segment was brilliant. But at least it was something different we see on SmackDown.
It's true, and now it's making me look for their match. It's not one of the matches I'm most looking forward to, but this made me want to see it a little bit more now.
Yep, two big guys going at it. It's always going to be a decent match. But anyway, we then have a Divas match between Kelly and Rosa Mendes, who came out with Alicia Fox. He seems to be like the Divas manager now with Natalya at the moment. This was just a typical shitty Divas match, really, wasn't it, on SmackDown?
What we'll say about this, it's good that we're seeing Kelly versus someone different than Brie Bella or whoever else she faces. She's facing Rosa Mendes,
and it gives her the push going to the pay-per-view as well, so...
Yeah, so I think that's something different, so I'm not going to bash it too much.
No, I just didn't like the match itself, but there we go. Then we have a match which I wasn't really anticipating, but we had Justin Gabriel versus Heath Slater. No real explanation as to why they're in a match until Slater comes on the mic. Slater on the mic, really? The one-man rock band on the mic, and he comes out and says that Gabriel has held back their tag team.
And the thing is, I'm glad that SmackDown are giving different people mic time. It's giving them the chance to see if they've got it, see if they can get the crowd going. And I think Heath Slater, as good as he sounded, he was clear and everything. I don't think he's one that's going to stay on mic for much longer.
To be honest, I'm just glad that they're trying to make Justin Gabriel face, especially after this tour of South Africa. Obviously, he's going to be very over with the home crowd. I just don't see why, out of the blue, they're just all of a sudden breaking up this tag team. There's been no real lead-up or anything, which disappoints me a little bit. I thought they were going to do this, they would lead up to it a little bit better.
The only thing we backhand that to is, number one, core broken up, so why keep them two?
It's a good tag team. You've seen good matches against the Usos.
And what tag team do we have left? So
exactly, well, that's the
point. The other thing is, we've seen Heath Slater and Just Gabriel break up in the past. They had an argument in a match. I know it was in the past, but I think break them up, do it, I don't really care.
Okay, fair enough. We all have our opinions on that one. The right guy won, though, in Justin Gabriel.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the match. It was stupid. Sure, it didn't show their ability that well, so I'm glad the right person won, but it wasn't an exciting
match. One thing the crowd wanted to see was that 450 splash, and we saw that 450 splash, even if Heath Slater did botch the moonsault going off the rope. But that doesn't really matter. The right guy won. Hopefully SmackDown, put him over as a face now, because SmackDown need faces. It's one thing they do actually need going into the coming year.
And the way Justin Gabriel's been going, he will make a perfect face. He's got the look, he's got the way he acts, he's got the way he speaks, he's got it all, so you bring him to be a face.
Definitely a good idea there, NJ. But anyway, oh god, then we have a Raw recap where they show Punk and
video package,
Yeah, that's really it, isn't it? It's a Punk video package. Nothing to do with SmackDown.
Nothing.
Something to do with the pay-per-view, but let's just move on to the main event, shall we?
Here we go.
The main event was Randy Orton versus Kane in a match that was actually pre-announced going into this on the WWE website, which was good. My question, is Kane now the SmackDown's second babyface, the kind of guy you bring into the main event now? Because they've been lacking one lately, haven't they?
As much as I want to agree to that, I'm saying no. I don't think Kane wants to be a babyface. I think he wants to be the heel again, because that's what he said earlier in the night. I think, as much as you're saying, is he? I'm going to say no.
Yep.
Kane does not want to be.
But at the moment, he's been introduced into this main event a couple of times now, which kind of shows me that they might see him as the second guy to maybe put in a main event after Randy Orton. But the match itself, after about 2 minutes, Christian comes out, and the match itself, I didn't think was that good. Just a typical SmackDown main event with Orton in it, in my opinion. And Christian basically comes out, distracts Orton, and gets Orton counted out. So Kane gets the win via count out, which means Randy Orton loses, even if it wasn't fucking clean. I want to see him lose clean for once, but there we go. Then Kane gets RKO'd.
I'm happy you just went there.
Yeah.
I know Kane's never actually going to be strong in the main event again because of Orton, which is a shame. But I would have had, as you said, maybe Kane clean win. I'd have had Kane look more stronger.
Yep.
Kane have left the ring before this next bit happened. Because basically Kane just gets whacked with chairs
from Randy Orton.
And
that means for the second week running, I think, or third week, fourth week, I don't know, for the amount of fucking weeks that Orton has to fucking come on top, how is this supposed to generate any interest for the pay-per-view match? How am I supposed to believe Christian is going to win? You know, it's just the way Orton's booked as a monster. I'm never going to believe that Christian is going to win, and that makes the pay-per-view match stupid because you don't think that Christian is going to win the match, and it just means the match is going to be bad.
And the harsh thing about this is it's the last week they had the chance to give Christian a chance, and that week's now finished.
They should have had Christian come out on top, in my opinion. At least generate some interest going into the pay-per-view. But you know, as a main event, it wasn't great. I don't mind the fact that Kane is in there. It's just that they made Orton come out on top, and I'm fed up of fucking seeing that on SmackDown now.
They've had, like this week, they could have done so many different things that have made this a bit more interesting to the pay-per-view, but sadly the writers think they had their own plan sorted.
I didn't think they hyped up the pay-per-view as much as they could have done this week, in my opinion.
No,
especially for a go-home show where you really need to focus on your Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
And the only thing is, this is like I'll wait until we go into our overall thoughts.
Yes. Okay, well, let's go on to our overall thoughts.
Okay. He's saying Justin Gabriel. That was just like thrown in there.
Yeah.
You gave the other competitors hype. You gave them all hype. You didn't give any hype to, was just going on Heath Slater. So the hype he gave them is a match against each other. I did not like that.
No.
The Ezekiel Jackson vs Ted DiBiase, I did not like that.
Bad booking.
Randy Orton and Kane. Again, as much as it's good to see Kane beat Orton, you've done many things wrong in that match. That's not going to give you much hype for the pay-per-view. So my grade for this is going to be a C-.
Yeah, mine's going to be a C, mainly because C-D. I don't know, because SmackDown's so bad nowadays. I don't really know how to grade it anymore because we saw very, for a go-home show, you needed really more focus on your pay-per-view. Some of the matches were booked so badly. Sin Cara versus Sheamus, Ezekiel Jackson versus Ted, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater. There's so much more you could do with these matches, and you're not really making the most of what you got there. Some of those matches shouldn't really even be happening, and it's just bad booking by SmackDown. And it's a theme we've been seeing with SmackDown for the last couple of weeks, and why their ratings have gone down so much over these last couple of months, why Randy Orton has been #1 at their fucking top of their show.
And we've said this before, every SmackDown has a lot of improvement. But it's too late now, SmackDown's finished. Has it done its job for the pay-per-view? No, it has not.
No,
they've tried, but I don't think they've quite hit it hard enough.
No, I didn't really. This show hasn't really excited me for the pay-per-view. I'm more excited by the fact that pay-per-view is going to be free in England, to be honest with you, but that's just us. We'll go on to that in our Money in the Bank predictions, which will release sometime tomorrow, I guess.
The question to leave us is, 1, is Kane going to be involved in the main events again? 2, has Christian actually got a chance to beat Orton after we've seen on SmackDown?
And will Wade Barrett win Money in the Bank?
Yeah, they're the main questions. Like, Sin Cara, has he got a chance?
No.
There's loads of little questions, but there's the questions for you.
Yeah, no doubt we'll go into more detail on that on our Money in the Bank predictions.
We will.
But for now, we will say, you've heard our thoughts. Make sure you leave your comments in the comment section down below, of course, as you usually do. I've been Mr. Barkin, and because I know you want to see this, guys are there, and I know NJ wants to do it, I'm going to let him do it again.
What's up?
That's it from us at the British Fist. Where the money's at,
shit.
kind of like where that Money in the Bank briefcase is going to be, up there somewhere come Sunday. But anyway, that's been it from us. Thank you very much for watching once again, and goodbye.